What's going on, guys? It's New York Prepper here. Just wanted to show you a new grip that I got from my Smith & Wesson Model 629 Performance Center 44 mag. This is a 2 3/4 inch barrel, actually 2 5/8 inch to be exact, 44 Magnum. And I got this Hogue Monogrip revolver stock. Okay. But here it is, guys. This is what it looks like. This is the original factory grip. You can see it's nice, but it doesn't provide much. This is the other grip that I've been using for the past few months. If you've been following my channel, I've been using this grip, and it's definitely a good grip, but it doesn't absorb enough recoil for the 44 mag. It's a little bit on the thin side. You can see how much rubber is surrounding this back strap here. Compared to this one, it's a huge night and day difference in terms of the grip and how much more gripping surface this has, and how much more meat, than this one. I mean, this one doesn't even have anything to protect the back strap, but it feels really good in the hand. This is the actual grip itself. It's a Hogue. If you guys are familiar with Hogue, they're very high quality material. What I like about this grip is it protects the finger here, so it doesn't recoil back into my middle finger. It has nice solid rubber all around, so when this thing kicks with the heavy bear loads, it's not going to make my hands go numb. So I'm very happy with this grip, and stand by and I'll show you how I installed it. This is a Hogue Monogrip. It's basically the Hogue Tamer grip, which they use on the Smith & Wesson 500s. And this is what the grip looks like here. And I want to upgrade the grip that I have currently on my 44 mag. If you guys are new to my channel or never watched my channel before, this is a Smith & Wesson Model 629 44 Magnum. It's a Performance Center 629. It has a 2 3/4 inch barrel. I upgraded the sights. I put night sights on there. This is a custom front sight by Tooltech Gun Sight. If you want to check their website out, they're in Michigan, Tooltech Gun Sight. They put a front night sight for me. It's a dovetail. And then I got the rear sights are from Meprolite, which is the Israeli company. So I have night sights on this bad boy, and I've done a lot of shooting videos with this pistol, and I'm going to do a lot more. So if you want to check out my shooting videos with this pistol, go to my playlist, shooting, and you'll see me shooting different types of ammo out of this pistol. I've shot bear loads, full power bear loads, 300 grain bear loads. I've shot 44 specials. This is really my favorite all-around handgun for any situation. It's very multi-purpose, and it's made in the USA. The reason I got a Smith & Wesson is because I had their 500 Magnum, and I really like the 500 Magnum. The way the trigger is just super smooth on these. The work quality is high, high quality. I mean, they are expensive, but the triggers are super smooth, and the hammer is really light on single action. It's basically 1 pound. But what I want to do is upgrade the grip here. Now this grip is good. It's not a bad grip, but I want to upgrade it to the Hogue, because I believe the Hogue to be the most superior handgun grip, especially for high recoil weapons. And they made these grips for the 500 Smith & Wesson, which is a heavy recoiling revolver. It has about the same foot-pounds of energy as a 12 gauge slug, so it's a lot of recoil, and you need to have a good solid grip to manage the recoil. So right now I have these are Pachmayr Diamond Pro, which are good. I'm not going to say they're bad. They're actually really good. They're comfortable. They do transfer a lot of the vibration to my hand when I shoot the bear loads out of this pistol. It feels like I use a jackhammer for a couple of minutes. When I shoot some of the bear loads out of this, you know, my hand goes numb basically after like after I empty an entire cylinder. My hand is hurting. You know, it's like using a jackhammer. Now, rightfully, you know, this doesn't have a muzzle brake on it, so all that recoil is 100%. It's not reduced by anything. But one thing I wanted to show you guys with these Pachmayr grips, they have these nice diamond, you know, type of almost like on the diamond plated metal. They have this nice grip here, and it's a tacky rubber, and it's soft. It's got this nice back strap coverage here, which is critical for any kind of a handgun grip, especially one that recoils a lot like a revolver. You want to have good backstrap coverage here, you know, so when you shoot, the recoil, you know, the pistol's going to recoil back into your hand. And if you don't have coverage here with a good solid amount of rubber, like you could see here, this rubber is pretty thick. It's about, you know, 1/2 inch thick on the back. So this way it doesn't destroy your hand, and the shock, it doesn't destroy your hand. But the one thing I don't like about this this grip here is it's a little bit too slim over here, and the rubber is a little it kind of, you see, it's a little bit too thin here, and there's not enough meat in this area, and you can see I can just easily, you know, peel it. So that's not really good for me. I don't like that. You know, I want something a little bit more solid. I don't want that to peel like that. And the rubber is actually so soft it started to crack over here a little bit. You can see, you know, let me just see if I can focus here. There's like a little crack right there. So I want to upgrade this to the Hogue Tamer, or the Hogue Monogrip. And this Monogrip is supposed to fit pretty much every Smith & Wesson revolver with a round frame. So a round butt. They call it round frame, but it's a round butt. The bottom of the metal here underneath has like a rounded off. I'll show you guys in a few minutes after I take apart the grip. And it's made to fit the K, L, N, X, and Z frame. So it pretty much, the X frame is the 460 and 500 Smith & Wesson. The Z frame, I believe, is the Smith & Wesson Governor. The N frame is mine, which is the 44 mag, or any kind of 44 Magnum is the N frame. I believe some of the 357s are made in the N frame as well. And then the K and the L are 38 specials and 357s and 9mm revolvers. So, you know, it's a really nice, it's a nice grip here, and I'll show you guys. It's really easy to install. And you can see here that it's got the cobblestone texture. It's fully relieved to fit all speed loaders. You know, it's feels soft and resilient in your hand, yet molded with a reinforcing insert directly engaging with the gun frame for a rock solid grip to frame fit. Okay. Made from modern durable rubber, which is virtually impervious to oils and solvents. So, you know, I want to just show you how this works. And this was only, I think I paid $30 for this grip, or 35. So it's definitely worth it. And here you can see on the outside it says this fits the round butt K, L, N, X, and Z frame. Okay. So mine is a round butt, and I'll show you what I mean by round butt. Now, this is the grip that came with my 44, and it's a nice grip. You know, it's this nice, I think this is rosewood. It looks almost like a teak or something like that, but it's a nice nice wood. It's, if you're just going to have this as a presentation weapon, it looks nice, you know. But as far as practicality, you know, shooting anything besides 44 special on this kind of a grip is going to kill your hand, especially because the back strap is fully exposed here with this wood grip. So you're not going to have any protection from the steel smashing into your hand when you shoot high recoil rounds. You know, the steel is going to be exposed. It's going to hit the back of your hand and kill your hand. So it's a nice grip, and that's what it comes with, but you know, you got to definitely upgrade. And it's got this nice checkering, and, you know, this nice brass, you know, brass, you know, screw hole here. But another thing too is you can only use 2 fingers, you know. So how are you going to shoot a pistol with 2 fingers, you know? I mean, you could, you know, it makes it a lot more compact if that's what they were going for with this grip. You know, if you want something shorter and, you know, the grip is a little bit more compact, so it shortens the pistol, makes it less massive and easy to conceal. But, you know, it's basically useless for any practical shooting, you know. So first thing I did was I upgraded it to a, you know, Pachmayr Diamond Pro, which is, like I said, it's a good grip here. You know, it has these recoil reducing chambers, unequaled comfort and control, durable, long-lasting feel and points, you know, diamond plate texture, specially formulated even under the heaviest recoil. So it's definitely a good grip. You know, it's nice and soft. It's got this soft rubber, but I just feel that it's a little bit around certain parts of it. It could use a little better. You know, you could see the difference here actually if you compare the Hogue on the right side here, the Hogue on the right, and the Pachmayr on the left. I mean, you could see the difference in terms of how much meat is on this Hogue here in terms of the amount of rubber, and you could see the thickness of the rubber here on the back. This area here is much, you know, a lot bigger. Okay, so you know, it's more girthier. So if you have small hands, it may not work for you. But this is the same type of grip that they make for their 12 gauge shotgun pistol grips and for the 500 Smith & Wesson. So it's proven to work under heavy recoil, and like I've said, I've used these when I had my 500 before I sold it. I'm going to get another 500, but I'm going to get one with a shorter barrel. I had the 10.5-inch barrel version, which was too it's cool to have, but it's just not practical. You're not going to carry a 10-inch barrel revolver anywhere. So I sold that one, and but it had this same type of grip on it, and the grip was awesome. I mean, I really shot the heaviest rounds, you know, 500 grain bear loads out of the 500, and even with those 500 grain hard casts, you know, pushed to the max, I still didn't feel any shock, or my hands didn't go numb or anything like that. So you can see just by looking at the difference here, you know, how much better this grip is going to probably be. And you know, it's much more, there's more meat over here around the sides. Here you can see the Pachmayr, it just has this little thin rubber, which really bothers me. You know, that's kind of like, this could easily just tear off, and then I'm going to be left with a compromised grip. And versus here, I mean, this is solid. This is not, you know, this is like a hard, solid plastic. It's not going anywhere, you know. And you could see the difference in the material, how much, you know, more meat is on that. So I'm going to install this now, so stand by, and I'll show you guys how to install it, and I'll show you what I mean by round butt. All right, so stick with me, guys. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is take this old grip off. So I'm just going to basically unscrew this one here. All right, so stand by for that. And it's a lot of screwing to do, so be patient here. All right, guys, so I got the screw out on the Pachmayr grip here. It just uses this screw, and I'll show you what the pistol grip looks like without the grip here attached. So you just slide it right off. And it just comes out slowly here. All right, so this is what I mean by round butt. If you look at the grip here, you could see it's round on the bottom. So Smith & Wesson, they make 2 types of grips. They have one that has a round butt, which rounds off at the bottom here like this. And then they have one that comes down like straight, and they call that a square butt. And it leaves like a sharp angle here, like a triangle almost, you know. So what this does is this converts the round butt into a square butt grip, which is the same grips that are used on the 500 Magnums. So this is pretty much what it's going to look like when it's done. I haven't slid it up all the way, but it should look similar to this. I think it looks much better, and it's got a lot more meat on the grip, and it just feels better in the hand. So that's what it's going to look like when I'm done with it. Alright, so I'll show you how to install it. So stand by and we'll install it together. Alright guys, so just for craps and giggles, I wanted to show you what the original grip looked like. Okay, so as you see, the steel is exposed in the back, and that would kill your hands. I wouldn't even want to shoot that. But another thing too is you miss that the grip here for the bottom finger, so you can only hold the pistol with 2 fingers. I guess it makes the pistol more compact and it looks cooler, but it definitely looks nice with the wood, but it's not as functional. Alright, so I wanted to just show you guys that real quick. Another downside to the Pachmayr grip and the wood grip is that it doesn't provide any protection from the trigger guard here. You see my middle finger? You see my middle finger here? How close it is to the trigger guard. This actually, I've gotten bruises here on my middle finger here. I've gotten bruises from shooting heavy loads, because when the gun kicks, it hits my finger here. It slams into my middle finger joint, and I didn't notice that until I actually shot it a couple of times with heavy loads, and I started noticing that I was getting a bruise on my finger here, because literally, as you could see, my middle finger is contacting the trigger guard. So when the gun would kick back, you could see that. Let's say I'm shooting and boom, it kicks back, and you could see that trigger guard just slamming right into my middle finger there. Okay, so I would get really nasty bruises on this finger here. So one thing I like about the Hogue, which I'll show you guys real quick. I'm just going to take this one off, and I'll show you the how much better the Hogue is. Just slide it right in. One thing I like about the Hogue is that, look at where my finger is. It has all this meat down here on the bottom, and it protects my finger. It puts my finger below the trigger guard, so even when the gun kicks back, it's not gonna, there's clearance here. It's not going to slam into my middle finger. So just from that point alone, it's a huge improvement over the original, which I really like. So I'm really excited to install this. So stand by and I'll show you how to install it. So the way to install this grip is they give you this little clamp here, and it goes over the bottom of the bottom strap of the grip. Okay, so you have the pin here, and a pin comes through both sides of the grip, and there's my serial number. If you guys want to look me up and see if I've committed any homicides with this, you can check my serial number there. But anyway, that's just a joke. I've never committed a homicide. So you gotta get this strap, this clamp here over this pin, and then after you get that over, you put the grip through the clamp here. So I'll show you guys how that works. All right. Before I do that, I'm gonna clean my grip, the strap here. I'm gonna clean this whole thing with some solvent, just because it's good to do that to prevent rust. So very simply, I'm just going to spray some of this Hops Elite gun cleaner, one of my favorite gun cleaners. It comes in this big spray bottle, and I'm just gonna spray it liberally with, this is just a solvent. I'm just gonna spray it. Alright, and then I'm just gonna wipe it with some patches here. Alright, so just, it's good to clean it before you reinstall a new grip, just to get any dirt that got in there over the last few months, or last couple years actually, that I've had this already, this pistol for 2 years. So, you know, moisture gets in there, dirt gets in there, oil gets in there, and it starts to, you know, clog itself. You know, that you get the dried oil. So, you know, you want to clean it nicely. All right. And, you know, clean inside the spring here, the main spring. You want to clean that as well. You know, you don't have to go crazy, but, you know, do some basic cleaning before you reinstall your new grip. You know, get everything nice and clean. And then once it's clean, you put a little bit of oil, a thin shine of oil on there, okay? Very simple. All right, guys, so I cleaned everything. You can see there was a little bit of dirt actually in there. I used my screwdriver. What I usually like to do is I wet my patch with the solvent, and I cover my screwdriver like this. And then I go into all these tight spaces here, and I get a good, you know, I go into these holes and stuff, and I get a good clean this way, you know. So I cleaned everything, just because I don't want to have to take this grip off for a while. It's a little tricky to put it on. So that's why I want to clean everything. And now I'm going to oil it. So the way that you oil a grip or any gun part, you want to use as little oil as you can. Here I'm just using some Hops number 9, the classic oil. You don't put too much, just a couple drops, 2-3 drops, just a little bit on the patch. All right, let it soak in, let the drop soak in, and then you know, once the drop is soaked in and it's evenly distributed, just start rubbing, you know, different areas, you know, and you definitely want to rub like right here where the rubber is going to be contacting the steel. You want to have a good coat of oil on there, just because water is going to collect. All right, so you want to add a thin coat of oil. You can see it's a very thin coat. You don't want to add too much. All right, so that's what you're going to do. All right, thin coat of oil on the grip, on the back here, back strap. All right, you're going to coat everything with a very light coat of oil inside. All right, and it's, like I said, any area where the rubber is going to be contacting the steel, you want to coat that. So coat the whole strap with a light coat of oil. Like I said, put a couple of drops on your patch here. This is a 12 gauge patch. I'm going to put a couple more drops. I just put like 3. I'll put a couple more here, and then I'm going to work it in, you know, different areas of the grip here. So you don't want too much oil, but you want to give it a good solid coating, you know, because you don't know when the next time you're going to take your grip off and clean it. So, you know, you don't want to get any water to sit in there, and the oil will prevent the water from sticking and sitting on the steel. You know, it provides a film of protection. That's why you put the oil, so the water doesn't sit against the steel and cause it to rust. So you can see I got a nice coat of oil. It's shiny everywhere, and that's what we want, you know. You can see I have it everywhere on the grip here. All right, and this oil is a thicker oil, so it will actually, after you let it sit for a while, it will actually like kind of solidify almost, and it won't be as liquid. So that's a good thing. So it stays long term on there. So you can see I got a nice coat of oil on there now. All right, very straightforward. And then we're gonna put the grip on. All right, so stand by. All right, guys. So we got the grip here oiled up nicely, and we're gonna put the bottom strap for the grip here onto the bottom strap. This little piece here. And the way to do it is you're not going to try to go this way and try to stretch it out, because if you try to stretch it out, you're going to damage it. So what they recommend doing is you just take this horizontally here and you slide it over the bottom strap here, just like so, just like this, okay? And then you're just going to slide it over, line it up as best as you can, and then you're going to rotate it just like this. All right, very straightforward. All right, and now it's on there. It's on the pin, and all I got to do is just slide it in and slide it into the grip. All right, very straightforward. Alright guys, so I got the grip on there and it fits really nice. It's solid. The grip looks really good on the pistol, as you can see. I think it looks even better than the old grip. You know, this is the same grip that they use on the 500s and the 460s. It's got that square butt design. It feels really good in the hands. I have to say, this feels much better than the grip I was using before. I think this is going to really help soak up the recoil with the bear loads. And you can just see how much meat is on this grip here. Look at how much rubber is there. And this is actually not like a soft rubber over here. This is like a hard plastic with, you know, rubber over it. It's over molded. That's what Hogue is known for. They have the over molded grips. So they're not too soft, but they're just right, and there's a lot of meat on that. You can see how much meat on that rubber. You know, it protects my hand from the back strap, from the recoil, to soak up the recoil from the pistol, especially when I use the bear loads. And the grip is really easy to grab in a quick situation. If I have this in my holster, let's say on my hip or on my chest, the grip is just it's natural to grab it. It's easy to grab the way that it's angled outwards, you know, versus like this one. You can see it has that slight curve to it. It's a little bit, you know, I don't know, this one just seems easier to grab, and it's more natural because it's like a straight design. It's kind of like holding a hockey stick or something. It just has that natural feel to it. So wanted to just show you how beautiful this pistol looks now with my Hogue Monogrip. You could see all the meat there on the grip, and the way that it swells at the bottom here, which is a huge advantage. It helps with stability of the pistol, and it protects my finger here. You could see my middle finger joint is out of the way of the trigger guard because it has all this rubber here to protect my finger. So like I showed you before, you know, when the pistol would kick back with the bear loads, I would get bruises here on my middle finger. But now you could see my middle finger is clearly out of the way from the trigger guard. So I'm really happy with this grip, guys. For 30 bucks or 35 bucks, I think I paid for it. It's really, you know, it looks really beautiful now. And it's going to really enhance the you know, usability of this pistol, especially with the heavy loads, you know, 44 magnum loads. Just look at how beautiful that grip looks now on that pistol. It looks like it was just made for it. So I'm really excited to shoot my bear loads with this new grip now. I'm going to take it out in a couple of days, maybe in a week or two after Easter. I'm going to take it out and shoot some bear loads with this, and I'll report back and let you guys know how this grip actually works. But so far it feels really good. Just feels really nice in the hands. Much better than my previous grip that I had, which wasn't bad either, but I know that this is going to soak up a lot of the recoil, because you could just see how much more meat is on there, you know, especially this stock one. This thing is useless basically. So all right, guys, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for more gun videos, shooting videos, prepping, survival, conspiracies, breaking news. It's all here, all right, on the New York Prepper channel. So take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.